Weakly burping some smoke is exactly what a changeling disguised as a dragon would do, yet Pinky's convinced he's real. Fluttershy apparently didn't get her cutie mark as a filly, but she did get it while threatening Twilight just now.
No changeling hides, for it reveals the truth inside.
Close, Zecora, but you were just one letter away from actually rhyming. Also, why doesn't Zecora have to wear the salve like everyone else? Unless she's an undercover changeling, of course. Does Twilight's and Spike's glow slowly fade away or disappear suddenly? Either way, doesn't that defeat the purpose of the salve if its revealing power is temporary? Golden Harvest, aka Carrot Top, is wearing a number from the Running of the Leaves. Bonbon's number, oddly enough.
Chrysalis and her army tried to take over Canterlot, but my friends and I stopped her.
Oh, is that how you remember things, Twily? I recall you being utterly defeated and saved by your older brother and your babysitter.
But this is the second time I've come back, and this world is even worse than the last one.
Twilight judges an entire world after meeting just a handful of its inhabitants. For all she knows, the changelings are doing a better job than Celestia did. Did the changelings ever doom an entire empire for 1,000 years?
If Starlight keeps doing the same thing in the past, how could the present be so different?
A better question is, why is the present so similar? It's always the same well-known villains who take over, and seem to do so independently of the others. A more accurate future would be one where all of the villains the main six defeated war against each other, with every pony else caught in the crossfire. Pinkie Pie's wings are an alicorn shape. Also, Pinkie Pie has wings! This is both a great demonstration and a terrible demonstration, because it's much more likely the water would have returned to its original path, which exactly represents what happens by the end of the episode. Their being in the past at all would have much more of an impact on the future than what the butterfly effect describes by name.
What a lovely village! It looks absolutely delicious.
It would be delicious if you continued to drain its love and not blow your cover for no reason. What do they have to gain by taking over Equestria? Wouldn't the changelings rather assume disguises and feed off of love without making themselves known? Oh wow, this filly was a changeling all along? If only we had some magical substance to reveal that long ago! Chrysalis doesn't hear Zecora or see Twilight flee, even though both are right in front of her.
Even if what you are saying were true, we'd never surrender to a creature like you!
She was just offered her own imprisonment in return for letting all of the others go free, and Zecora selfishly refuses for the sake of a rhyme. Did Twilight cast this spell to specifically only include Spike and herself? Because this changeling got awfully close to joining them, as does Nightmare Moon later on. Twilight does a loop for no reason other than it looks cool.
You've really got to work on your aim,
She said, after dodging a shot which was perfectly aimed. Twilight forgets about the third dimension and gets around Spike by leaping over him. Rainbow Dash both speaks out of line and takes her helmet off for no reason. Nightmare Moon takes care of the wolves off screen. Just kidding, one's murdered right in our face. As mentioned earlier, Nightmare Moon is standing very close to the portal when Twilight casts the spell. But then, in the next shot, she and the guards appear much further away. For some reason, the guards look like low-resolution JPEGs in this shot.
We could be stuck doing this for all eternity.
Or just until one of us dies of old age. You really want to take your chances against an alicorn, Starlight? It was just dumb luck Twilight pulled her in at such an appropriately somber future. They could have just as easily both been killed upon arrival.
I don't know why my friends and I are so important to Equestria, but we are.
Actually, I'm with Starlight. Contrary to this episode's message of friendship, these changes have way more to do with the butterfly effect and less to do with the main six themselves. We have to assume Starlight goes to her childhood village as a way of replaying the memory, and not that they are physically time-traveling right now. Them time-traveling without the use of the all-important scroll MacGuffin while risking the very same butterfly effect which doomed Equestria in the scene prior would complicate things. But this isn't explained to be a projection either, so here's a confused sin for a confused plot.
Where are we?
That map of yours is connected to every part of Equestria.
Starlight expertly dodges the question because this place doesn't have a name until season 8. Filly Starlight gets her cutie mark for this shot. These sorts of animation errors are common and fun to discover, but this one's especially ironic considering the whole point is that Sunburst got his first. Starlight and Sunburst are playing Jenga because Hasbro show. The fact Sunburst leaves the room without sharing the moment with Starlight, let alone even look at her, says a lot about their one-sided friendship. Twilight doesn't even try to magically grab the scroll back. She'd rather stare on in silence to build dramatic tension before the commercial break. Starlight's desperation is downright morbid. Considering the implications of a stalemate with an alicorn, she is basically suicidal about losing her village.
I've seen it a dozen times. Things don't turn out well in Equestria without my friends.
Yeah, but what would happen if you remained in this timeline with the advanced knowledge of a time traveler? You could single-hoofedly save Equestria by knowing all of the enemy motives and plans. Not to mention, bring your younger self and the others together without the need for a rain boom. This hypothetical option is a sin for bringing to light the fact that with the tree's help, this world is indeed a linear, self-correcting timeline, and not the multiple worlds multiverse which plagues so many other fictional works. That may be a good thing, worth praising depending on how you look at it, but one thing is certain. Time travel is stupid.
Ugh, what's so special about your friends?
This whole episode is about Starlight being jealous of the show's main characters. That's why she's forced upon us as a new main character from now on. This is all part of her plan. Starlight continues to rip the scroll to build dramatic tension, but it was already mostly torn the first time, which means she has to be repairing it to begin the rip anew. We see spells memorized and cast without any use of a scroll, but apparently this one has a clause built into it, which requires the scroll to remain intact. The one spell which could have world-ending implications and needs a backup more than any other has a self-destruct feature, and one that could occur by mistake, too. It's unlikely Star Swirl had anything to do with this, meaning it was all part of Starlight's plan to doom herself. The scroll siphons the magical energy from the map, which disables it. At least until a few episodes from now when they magically turn the map back on. So this was completely pointless. You know what? I've been sending the castle for an entire season. It's time for something new. But before that, let's return the message. Right back at you.
If she's as powerful as all that, we can't just send her on her way, can we?
Actually, I kind of have something else in mind.
My Little Pony. Friendship is a tactical solution to control those more powerful than you. The show's never been the same since the background artist strike. Just by looking at how special this ending is, it's safe to say this episode was made as a potential series finale, which is the ultimate sin.
No, not that! Anything but that!
It's just the other times we've come back. It's been day. But look.
Why would the map bring us back to a different time of day than